You're listening to Sun Stories, where your intelligence is always respected. Settle in and enjoy the story. People at Westbridge High called her the Park Avenue Princess. Her name was Lulu Grant. Born into old New York money and polished to a mirror shine prep schools, ballet lessons, glossy charity galas. What nobody knew was that Lulu had a secret weapon, a mind-reading system that let her eavesdrop on the answers in my head. Even on sad day, she lifted my entire essay word for word and later posted online with that sweet, innocent tone. Please check the room cameras if anyone cheated. The video will prove it. I sat right behind her. If I'd copied, wouldn't the footage show it? The internet didn't wait for the truth. It ate me alive. Poor kid from the wrong side of town. No pedigree, no safety net. She's nothing but a fraud who copied an essay shameless. The gossip burned straight through my life. Afraid of what a real investigation might uncover, Lulu paid to have me handle a staged accident dressed up to look like a guilty kid's final escape. When I opened my eyes again, I was somehow back before college entrance season. Same hallways, same faces, same girl. A mind-reading system? Cool. Let's see if you can hear anything other than my fury this time. The results for our last full mock before graduation dropped. I was still number 1 at Westbridge, and Lulu, our Park Avenue princess, sat pretty at number 2. The points gap was razor thin. Even our homeroom teacher sighed and joked, "If you've already birthed brilliance, why bring a second genius into the world?" That's when Lulu glided over, smile soft, hand extended. "Mina Yang, congrats, number 1 again." In my last life, she always looked like this gentle, friendly, untouchable. To everyone else, Lulu Grant was beautiful and kind. When I was bullied, she was the first to say, "Don't pick on Mina." Because of that protection, my 3 years of high school passed in relative peace. I only learned in death it was all a cage. She siphoned knowledge from me with her mind reading, then framed me for cheating and erased everything I'd worked for in a single night. "Please," cooed Tanya Moon, Lulu's sycophant, rolling her eyes at me. "Mina's top scores are pure luck and hustling. Real talent is effortless like Lulu." I laughed. People born with parachutes never understand what it costs the rest of us to climb without one. I had exactly 1 card to play work, and Lulu had stolen even that. Lulu turned that angel face toward me. "Don't mind, Tanya. Mina, I honestly admire you. I hope you get into a top school if you're short on tuition. I'll help." I looked at her and let my mouth smile while my eyes stayed ice cold. "You're so generous, Lulu. I must work hard so I won't disappoint you." I thought it on purpose. Her lashes fluttered. She'd heard me. She left, pleased. Her golden girl days were almost over. After that mock, Lulu bought boba tea for the entire school. She did it after every big test. Handsome, photogenic, unforgettable. Her brand as the smart, generous heiress hardened into legend. Me? I stayed the quiet top scorer. So when she accused me of plagiarism, the crowd didn't hesitate. They believed her halo. They doubted my calluses. This time, I quietly registered for the US Physics Olympiad tracks, something I hadn't dared in my last life. The moment the rumor leaked, Lulu got jumpy. One afternoon, she sat across from me, voice soft as chiffon. "Mina, didn't we promise no more extra contests? The SAT and APs are enough. These competitions are exhausting. There are brilliant kids all over the country, you'll just burn out." She'd said the same thing before because the Olympiad weekend clashed with her favorite idol's concert, and because my real ranking might show. I capped my pen and sighed. I've already registered. If I medal nationally, I could get a full ride or even direct admission. You know my situation. I want to try. Inside, I thought of Grandma, waiting at home, and how many pills we stretched every month. Physics was my weakest link lately. My scores had dipped, so I set a trap. I deliberately missed a few problems on a practice exam. My grades slid and so did Lulu's. Our physics teacher called us both in. "What's going on? You two dipped hard." Lula smiled. "Warm honey. You can do it, Mina. I believe in you." I believed in me too because I couldn't afford another fatal mistake. MIT was my North Star, or Stanford, any place big enough to reroute a life. Last time, Lulu took it all. After I died, She even told Grandma I'd chosen to end it, shattering the old woman's heart. Not again. While Lulu was buying out movie theaters and swanning through class dinners for optics, I quietly aced the national finals. The school got the news first. My homeroom teacher announced it in class. "Mina, you did it. You've earned direct admission." I watched Lulu's smile crack like glass. After school, she grabbed my hand, voice trembling. "Don't use direct admission, okay? Take the regular route with me." "I'm scared, Mina. Without you, I don't know what I'll do." Her eyes glistened. "The perfect angel act that once killed me." Calmly I said, "I don't want to leave either. But a direct admit is rare. And there's a cash award. You know I need the money." "Triple it," she blurted, holding up 3 fingers. "I'll pay you 3 times the award if you give it up." Classic Park Avenue logic. Everything's for sale, including someone else's future. I held out my hand. "Deal, put it in writing." And in my head I thought, 3 times the award would float Grandma and me for a while. She heard it, smiled, and signed. I still withdrew the direct route, not because she'd bought me, but because I hadn't planned to use it. The important part was done. I was now a national champion. Who would ever again believe I copied from her? The story spread like wildfire. My name went up on the school's honor board. Monday flag assemblies started mentioning me. The award put real cash in my pocket and something bigger in my chest: dignity. That weekend, I brought the prize money home. Grandma's hands trembled as she tucked it away. "My girl, your parents would be so proud. Dad died in a mining accident when I was little. Mom worked 2 jobs across state lines and never came back from a highway crash. Grandma raised me on coupons and grit." Her smile was why I kept breathing. At the final mock before graduation, Lulu changed tactics. She stopped acting like a natural prodigy and started faking hard-won variability to look more human. Tanya, glued to her side, said loudly if Lulu hadn't skipped her idol's concert to study for USFO, she'd have placed #1 easy. They weren't talking to me. They were talking at me. I knew her real target. State valedictorian, maybe even national. So I fed the system. I got lucky this time. If Lulu tried USFO, who knows? I have to push harder, MIT or Stanford or bust. Lulu's lips twitched, reassured by what she heard. Then came the 4 days of exams. The test packets looked eerily familiar, eerily identical to my last life. I wrote fast, planting wrong answers in my head as decoys. In the essay section, the one that crowns valedictorians, I poured myself onto the page. I wanted to see, this time, what Lulu would do. When I walked out of the last exam, Grandma was waiting in a sun hat, small and brave in the crowd. I planned to take her out for a proper meal. And then a Rolls-Royce glided up to the curb, and Lulu stepped out, all soft smiles and expensive silk. "Is this your grandma?" "She looks young," Lulu said sweetly. "Must be hard, the 2 of you getting by." "How do you know I live with my grandma?" I asked, feigning confusion. "I never told anyone." Lulu's face flickered, then smoothed. "I overheard in the office you applied for a scholarship." She pressed a gift box into Grandma's hands. "Premium supplements. For your health, ma'am." In my last life, the same brand counterfeit wrecked Grandma's heart. I tossed the boxes the moment we got home. "If she says it, don't believe a word," I told Grandma. 2 weeks later, homeroom rolled out our official scores on the classroom projector. Everyone's numbers flashed up except 2, mine and Lulu's. I stood. No need to show mine. I already got calls from MIT and Stanford. Laughter burst from Tanya. "You're unbelievable." Mina lying without even reading the room. "Your score doesn't even show." She didn't know the top 50 statewide don't display publicly. Lulu's nails bit her palm. She stepped forward, hand extended. "Congrats, Mina. Top 50 in the state. Maybe we'll be classmates soon." My smile sharpened. "Oh, you got calls too?" "Of course," she said, eyes shining. She believed it because she'd heard me think it and assumed it applied to her. She even brought witnesses. Then the slide changed. Lulu grants 60 points. Silence. Then the room exploded. Only the essay had any score at all, 60 out of 1600, because the only thing I'd truly broadcast was my essay. Every multiplexized answer she stole from my head, I'd shifted each one up by 1 line in my thoughts. For free response, I kept answers correct but out of order. Lulu went white, stammering about misbubbling the sheet. The press swarm that used to flame me started circling her instead. I just watched. Night fell, and social media split into warring camps. Some insisted I'd earned everything. Others were puppeted by bot farms and PR flacks, pumping out evidence I'd cheated at the Olympiad, clipping my temporary score dip as proof. Under pressure, the State Education Board released a late-night regrade. My essay was indeed perfect, and nothing matched Lulu's. Not the content, not the thesis, not the structure. She had nothing left to stand on. I'd given her every answer except the truth. Cameras swung toward her. I stepped forward. What did I ever do to you? I'm a girl from a trailer park trying to study my way out. You're a Manhattan princess who already has everything. Why try to crush me? She screamed that I'd sabotaged her. I tilted my head. Wow, so I control your test scores now? The crowd laughed. Her PR team hustled her out. The dust settled publicly, at least. Privately, the Grant family conglomerate scrubbed the web with money and lawyers. But my valedictorian spotlight kept burning, and it wrapped Grandma and me in a thin but real shield of goodwill. I was admitted to Stanford. Lulu refused to retest. Because her system had leashed itself to me, she couldn't freely use it anymore. So her family bought her a seat at a shiny diploma mill right across the street from my campus. Wherever I volunteered, she slithered in. Whatever I studied, she mirrored. Prella, she enrolled. CPA exam prep, she signed up. She crept from shadow to shadow, picking my thoughts like pockets. Word spread about a Grant-era's dating Colin Lynn, the cold, brilliant golden boy at Stanford. He was the same neighbor schule genius who, in my last life, confessed to me after graduation. I'd turned him down to keep studying, and he'd never forgiven me. He teamed up with Lulu, hit me with a car, and helped hide it. Later, he leaked our new address to her when Grandma and I moved to escape the press. Let them play house, I thought. Rot together. When I passed the library one day, Lulu blocked my path, Hermes bag crooking her elbow, fingers locked around Colin's arm. You study so hard, Mina, she purred. Too bad some things aren't yours no matter how hard you try. Like this bag, like this man. I smiled. Not mine today doesn't mean not mine forever. I glanced at Colin, then let a thought rise bright and loud. Maybe Colin and I could have been something in this life. Lulu's smile widened. She pressed closer to him. Later, when he came to me with flowers and apologies, I didn't say no. I let time do the slicing. Without Colin buzzing around me, campus life simplified to classes and labs. Lulu, drunk on romance and praise, had less time to listen in. By senior year, I prototyped a new energy chip and filed a patent with my advisor and the university lab. Tech firms started circling. Even Christopher Grant, Lulu's father, the king of Midtown finance, took notice. He booked a private suite, laid out a table of luxury gifts, Hermes, LV, fine jewelry, and offered a fat check for the patent. I thanked him and declined. Lulu snapped. You don't know who you're dealing with. Nobody will buy your trash patent if we say so. Chairman Grant, I said mildly. Is this your company's idea of sincerity? Apologize, he told Lulu, voice like a slap in velvet. She folded fast. That's the thing about the Grants. Vicious in the dark, obedient at the dinner table. I won't sell the patent, I said, but I'll partner. After graduation, I want to join your EV division. You provide production. I provide IP. 20-year deal. 60-40 split. His eyes cooled, then warmed. 40 for you, 60 for us. Production is your cost center, I said. We both need each other. He smiled at last. Draft the contract. The gifts he sent? I converted them to cash and donated to families back in our town, the same neighbors his people once bullied quiet. It wasn't justice, but it was a tab, paid forward. That summer, Grandma couldn't stop smiling. She said Colin kept dropping off supplements like the ones Lulu once gave. You didn't eat them, right? I asked. No? Grandma grinned. Your warning stick. I poured them out on the plants out front. The leaves were shriveling. We laughed and tossed the rest. When my Grant Motors internship began, Lulu floated into the lab like she owned the air. See? Daddy's firm is amazing, she sang. Isn't it generous to let you learn here? Then she switched into co-worker mode. We'll be colleagues again, Mina. We both worked fast. Every time I drafted a design, Lulu preempted it. Coworkers noticed the pattern and whispered, Park Avenue Princess is the real deal. Mina's just copying. After a month, Christopher Grant called a board meeting. He'd make me whole for prior contributions, but if I didn't deliver a breakthrough in 2 months, I was out. I signed a 2-week performance wager and went home to build. And in my head, loud and clear, I left a message for Lulu. Prototype complete. Data bulletproof. Enough to set me for life once I file. 2 days later, I got an ambush at my front door. Colin and his mother, Donna Quinn, loaded with supplements and gold bangles. Donna gushed to Grandma, then looked me over with contempt. Sweet old lady, I'm sorry your granddaughter is the type who steals people's work, and man, everyone at Grant knows she copies my future daughter-in-law. Even the money she donated to town? Don't ask how she earned it. I picked up the gift bags and threw them onto the sidewalk. Get out, she squawked. I hit record on my phone. Say that again for the lawyer. Colin stepped between us. Mina, don't fight this. You can't win against Lulu. She's brilliant, her patents are light years ahead. Just apologize. Apologize? I lifted the axe we kept by the backdoor country insurance. Get out. He backed through the gate, muttering that he'd tried to help. Grandma clutched her chest, and I bolted to catch her. Her smile flickered and then settled. I fooled them, she whispered. I'm fine. Let wicked people be scared for once. I laughed and cried into her sweater. 2 weeks later, I carried my neatly bound patent dossier into Grant Motors HQ just in time for their big press conference. Christopher and Lulu announced immediate mass production of the Gaia battery, invented by Lulu Grant. Under the lights, Lulu strutted out in a princess dress and took Colin's hand. This battery is safe and remarkably efficient. All data validated by our team. Then, with the camera still rolling, she walked toward me and plucked the folder from my hands. This is yours, right? She flipped the first pages, then shrieked, Mina, your data is exactly like mine down to the layout and font. Colin jumped in, righteous. Unbelievable. You copied her again? Reporters smelled blood. Miss Grant filed first. Why should we believe Mina? Mix shoved into my face like spears. Behind them, my colleagues nodded along. I'd asked for 2 weeks off clearly to cheat. Christopher's voice cut through the noise. This is a corporate event. Effective immediately, Mina Yang is terminated. None of her patents will be used by Grant Motors now or in the future. I gathered the papers, looked straight into the nearest lens, and smiled. You heard him. I'm fired. As of tonight, I and Grant Motors have no relationship whatsoever. Hashtags detonated. People called me trash and worse. I took Grandma out for her 80th birthday, bought a tiny $180,000 condo in a quiet neighborhood with the royalties from my older patents, and moved her away from the old town and away from Colin's front yard theatrics. A month later, the hot search still burned Grant PR money well spent. I watched Grant Motors unveil their new EV line. The internet went rabid with praise. That night Lulu called, laughter crackling through the speaker. Oh Mina, sweet Mina. Hard week. Colin said you moved, afraid of rotten eggs on your door. I have a patent now. Money forever. Fame forever. You? Career corpse. That's karma. Cheater. I said lightly. 3 years of high school you copied my thoughts to scrape second place. Remember the 60? Dead silence. Then, what did you say? Did you really think MIT and Stanford called you? I chuckled. I hired someone to spoof the call because I wanted you to keep copying my bar exams, my CPA notes, my battery research. And you did. You even convinced Daddy to gamble billions on mass production. She screamed animal, ripping, ragged. You knew I could hear you. Think about your launch logistics, I said, and hung up. That night, I posted our peer-reviewed paper with complete data and timestamps co-authored with my advisor and the university lab. My energy battery was real, but not the one Grant Motors had copied. Lulu threw herself at her father's feet and begged him not to release the new cars. But the arrow was notched. Christopher Grant didn't back down. Cars shipped. Orders flooded in. 3 days later, I filed formal complaints with NHTSA and CPSC detailing a critical battery fault. Investigators moved fast. Gaia battery production suspended. Grant Motors announced a mass recall and halted the line. The company hemorrhaged cash, not just the production losses, but Christopher's triple make-out guarantee to early buyers. Then the other shoe dropped. Consumer groups waved banners and begged regulators not to leave, yet Grant Nutraceuticals, another family arm, had been pushing supplements that, over time, damaged kidneys and livers. Complaints poured in. The empire wobbled. Lulu went on camera with runny mascara and wild hair. That battery wasn't mine. It was Mina's. She forced my name on the patent. The internet turned on her with the same ferocity it once used on me. They dug up the old high school footage the day she accused me after scoring 60. A runner-up calling the valedictorian a copycat? Please! When Christopher was arrested pending investigation, Colin dumped Lulu in a heartbeat and started calling me, Mina, take me back. She ruined me. We can start over, from the beginning to the end. I said, I never wanted you. One evening, Lulu waited at the mouth of my alley, hair matted, dress filthy, knife shaking in her hand. Die, Mina. Your thoughts won't stop. You mock me every day. I can't sleep. I can't breathe. If you're gone, it's quiet. I kicked the blade free. Police were already closing in. She kept screaming. Arrest her, she curses me in her head. The officers exchanged glances. To everyone else, she sounded unhinged. A week later, she requested to see me from county. She trembled in her chair. Please, Mina, I'll do anything. Sign the papers. Let me out. I told you, I said. If you want my forgiveness, kneel. She went down without blinking. The Park Avenue princess vanished in a heartbeat. It didn't move me. Even kneeling isn't enough, I said, and left her there with the echo of what I really thought of her loud enough to ring. She was released eventually. Word said she crawled back to Colin, only to discover there's always a lower rung. Later I heard a gas leak story and attempt to vanish together. She left a note claiming she only ever copied what Mina thought. People didn't buy it. They saw a sick mind, a jealous heart, and a family that taught a girl power without conscience. I didn't celebrate. Death is quick. Life is the real sentence. 2 years passed. My patent rolled into US EV manufacturing and helped push the industry forward. The money that came in, over $10 million, I split cleanly. A chunk for scholarships to kids like me, and the rest into grandma's account. Spend it, I told her. Buy the good meds. Buy 10 heated blankets. She cried and laughed, the lines at her eyes finally soft. Just promise me you'll think about you now. Marriage, maybe, or maybe not. Live the life you want. We ate dinner under the warm buzz of a cheap lamp in our little condo that felt like a palace. I hugged her, the whole world tucked under my arms. To everyone who listened today, thank you. I read every comment, and I'm grateful for every kind word. If the story hit you, like, share, and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.